to game number 6 in the 1967 Inside Pitch World Series. Possibly my last Inside Pitch video for quite a while, if the Tigers can win this game and win the series. If the Cardinals win, we'll be back tomorrow night, Sunday night, for Game 7. Earl Wilson will be taking on Bob Gibson. But the Tigers, I think, in front of their home folk, would like to win this. Of course, the first 5 games, the visiting team has won every game. So home field has definitely not been in the favor of these teams. On the mound, we have right-hander Dick Hughes for the Cardinals. And on the mound for the Tigers, left-hander Mickey Lolich. There you see your benches and your bullpens. The only thing I didn't do was write in the pitchers' names. That's the one thing I forgot to do before we start. Getting a late start. I was watching some college football, so I got kind of behind time. But now I think I'm back in business. And I think we are ready to go. Hello, Kenyon. How are you doing? Let's see what you guys are seeing and make sure everything is fitting. Can't tell if the looks like it's let's check the focus here. Make sure the back end of that camera's not got a blur on it or anything. So I think we're in good shape now. At least I hope so. Hello, Tom. Let's see here. Again, Game 6. So if the Tigers win, it's all over. Cardinals won the first 2 at Tiger Stadium, and then the Tigers went to St. Louis, won 3 in a row. So, actually, we're going to put the stadium card up here where the team is batting. All right, so Mickey Lolich finishing up the warm-up tosses will be facing Lou Brock. With the lefty on the mound for the Tigers, did drop Maris down to the 6th position and move Mike Shannon up to number 3. Everything else is pretty much the same. They basically just swap positions. And the Tiger lineup is pretty much set. Did put Norm Cash back at first base. Thought about using Eddie Matthews, but Cash and Matthews have roughly the same average, and Cash is a better defender. So I thought I'd go that way. Hello, Chuck. How you doing? This has got to be more entertaining than that Texas-Michigan game for sure. All right. Hook 'em horns, right? All right. I'm not a Texas fan or a Michigan fan, so I don't really care. All right. Mickey Lolich facing Lou Brock. Underway with these dice colored like Detroit, hopefully. 2-2, strikeout chance 19 is too high. We got Lou Brock. 1-2, and that's a double to center field. So maybe the Cardinals are coming out trying to make a statement early on. A double for Lou Brock on that 1-2. And he is going to try to set the table for the Cardinals. Strategy roll. 20, so we got a 1-4 as a pickoff. 5-6 is a pickoff error. That's a 9, so he got back safely. And here's Lolich to Flood. 6-3 strikeout again. 19 is too high. Go to Flood. 2-5, that's a ground ball to short. Brock could move up. He's a 4, so unless this is a 5 or a 6, he will move up. He will move up, so he'll take third base with 1 out, which is huge, and now the infield's got to come in for Mike Shannon, who does really well against lefties. That's why I moved him up to the 3rd position, trying to give some help. Nothing going on there. You don't see moves like that on that other channel. Lolich, 6-2, strikeout chance again, but again, the D20 is too high. Go to Shannon. Get the infield in. 4-1. It's a power result to left field. That's a 4. Oh, it goes to 13, but that's a 14. But it will be a deep drive to left field, and it's possible sacrifice fly. So he's a 1. Not going to happen that way. The Brock is a 4. Left fielder arm is a 0. So 1-4, it'll still be a sacrifice fly. And it is. So sacrifice fly as Brock slides in before the throw from Horton can get there. And Mike Shannon has put the Cardinals in the lead 1-0 on the sacrifice fly. That'll bring up Orlando Cepeda with 2 outs and the bases clear. 6-5, possible error on a throw. Cepeda 3-4. That is a star 6, which will fly to right, so there's no throw needed. But the Cardinals take a 1-0 lead on the double by Brock. He goes to third on a grounder to short, and then a sacrifice fly. So a run, a hit, no errors, and nobody left. We go to the bottom of the first. And we got no 1-0 Cardinal lead, which they have turned over to Dick Hughes, a 16-game winner in 1967. And he'll be facing McAuliffe, Northrop, and K-Line. 4-5, and that is a range play. So we first play is a range play off McAuliffe. It's a 1-1, so power result to right goes to 17. That's a 16. That's a triple. That is going to be a triple to right field, but it's a range play for Roger Maris. He could take the triple away, and he is a 4. A 1-4, and Maris takes the triple away. Whoops. Would help if it goes to the tray, wouldn't it? And he does take the triple away. Nice play, Roger Maris. Saves 3 bases. Almost assuredly saved a run right there. So here is Dick Hughes to Northrop. 3-4, and that's a range play at the park, going to Tiger Stadium for the range play of Northrop. 5-3, and that's a rare play, so it won't be a range play. It will be a rare play instead. Rare play with no one on base. Rare play, base is empty. See what happens on that. 65, inside pitch possibly hits batter, resolved like a hit by pitch. Either way, the batter charges the mound, causing a bench-clearing brawl. One player from each team is thrown out, rolling the 1d20 for each team, with 1 and 9 being the players of that position in the game, and 10-20 being a bench player ranked by AB from 1 to 11. Pitcher and batter also thrown out. So how about that development? How about that development? I know RGL does not like the 65, and I think he has a rule that's got to be done twice. So I don't know if I should use that rule or use it play it like it lies. To me, I'm playing it like it lies. I'm going to play it as it's written. I'm not going to homebrew it. So we're going to resolve like a hit by pitch. So hit by pitch chance. Northrop is a 4. He's a 0. 1-4 for a hit by pitch. It will not be a hit by pitch. So now it says when the brawl comes on to play, we're going to roll the 1d20 for each team. So we'll roll this one for St. Louis. If it's a 1 through 9, then it's whatever position that is. If it's 10 through 20, then we're going to take the bench players. All right, that's a 6. So that means it's the shortstop. So the shortstop is going to have to leave. He's going to be thrown out, Maxville. So the shortstop will exit the ball game. And now let's look at the Tigers and see who they're going to lose. That's a 9. Well, they were already going to lose the pitcher anyway. No, they weren't. They were going to lose the batter. So the pitcher, Mickey Lolich, gets thrown out too. So both starting pitchers get thrown out of the game because the pitcher Hughes gets thrown out for throwing at Northrop. And now Lolich comes off the bench and he gets thrown out. So how do you like that? We have no starting pitchers are going to make it past. I mean, Hughes goes a third of an inning. So they're going to have to go, and they're going to go to Washburn, who is rated as a starter only, but he did pitch relief in the World Series, and he hasn't pitched yet, but I'm going to let him pitch now because he's got the length to do it. And I'm going to give him the starting length. I'm not going to give him relief rank because it's only been one batter in the game. So I'm giving him the start. He doesn't have a relief rating anyway. I'm giving him a starting rating of 29. So to me, he can go as long as he wants to go, Ray Washburn. So first things first, we got to replace Maxville. So this is going to take some doing here. So Washburn's going to be the one coming on. So Hughes goes a third of an inning. Northrop's still at bat, by the way. Third of an inning for Hughes. And Washburn is your new pitcher. Lolich goes 1 inning, gives up 1 run on 1 hit. No walks, no strikeouts, and he has to leave. So let's see who's going to be the new shortstop for the Cardinals. I'm thinking it's Rousseau, or however you pronounce his name. Even though he's a 134 hitter. Boy, you know what? We're going to take Gagliano instead. I know his range is a 1, but he's got a 0 error rating, where Brousseau's an 18, so we're going to give up the range. That's all. So Gagliano will be the new shortstop. He's a 1-0-0. And Washburn is your new pitcher. And he is a, what does he run with? Washburn runs at a 1. All right, so Gagliano is the new shortstop. Washburn is your new pitcher. He gets all the time he needs to warm up. Northrop is still at bat, but Mickey Lolich is out of the game. So in the Tiger bullpen, they will have a player warming up to come into the ball game. Make sure I get Hughes' batting card out of here. Don't need that in the way. I don't have it out there. Okay. So Hughes is out of there. Washburn is in. And with Tigers, we'll need a new pitcher in the top of the second. We'll have to look and see who they might want to go to that's got some length. Boy, hate to use a guy this early, but you don't have any choice. They've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They got 6 pitchers that could cover it, I suppose. But you know, I like the suggestion. By Kenyon. We're going to use Denny McLain. He has not pitched in the series, but I'm going to give him. He's also going to have. He has no relief rating, so he's going to get the full 26 batter rating as well. So Denny McLain will be the new pitcher for the Tigers, as he has not pitched at all in the series, but he will now. And Lolich will have to leave. If it goes to a Game 7, Lolich might be available in the bullpen. We'll have to wait and see. I didn't have McLain listed because he's not a reliever, but he's going to be the one coming in, and Gagliano is going to be used at shortstop. So Denny McLain will be the new pitcher in the second inning for the Tigers. And after everything is settled in, Washburn will be pitching to Northrop. Remember, Northrop had the he was not hit by the pitch, so he's still at the plate. All right, so here we go. Yeah, he can come back in relief, Ken Lolich. Wilson's already going to be the starter, but he can come back in relief if needed. So order is restored, and we're back to playing. 5-2 is a blank on Washburn. So we go to Northrop. 4-5, and that is going to be against a right-hander, a ground ball to third. And there's 2 away for Al Kaline. So anybody came late and thought that Dick Hughes was going to be the starter, he was, but the fight and the ejection took out both starting pitchers. Washburn to Kaline is a blank. We go to Kaline. So now it's McLain and Washburn, pseudo starters. 2-2, and that's a pop-up to the pitcher, Washburn, to end the inning. 3 up and 3 down. So we go to the second inning, and it is 1-0 Cardinals, as the stadium is still buzzing by that brawl, and both managers trying to calm everything down. Here's Denny McLain, gets his first appearance in the series. He was 17-16 with a 3.79 earned run average. See what he can do in relief here against Tim McCarver. 6-1, possible error on a ground ball. 4-5, that's a ground ball to first. 1 away. 1 down. That other channel would have skipped over that 65 brawl and not done it, but if brawls happen, they're going to stake on this channel. So we're going with the brawls. I like as much havoc as possible. 4-4 is a possible error. That's why I had the demolition league, because guys are getting hurt left and right. 4-2, and that's a power result to center field. That's a 9. It's going to be a double to right field. I'm sorry, a double to center field for Roger Maris. A double to center. There was a possible error on the play. Center fielder error rating, Northrop is a 4. And there will be no error, but it will be a double for Maris. So Maris is aboard on a 1-out double. And here's Julian Javier. Hey there, Mr. Steve. How are you doing? You missed the brawl, unfortunately, but things have settled in now. 2-5 is a blank. And here's Javier. 4-1. Power result to left. It goes to a 15. That's a 3. It's a single to left field. Maris runs at a 3. The left fielder arm, Horton, is a 0. So that's a 1-3. Single to left. You add one more, makes it a 4. So 1-4, Maris will cross the plate. It's a 5. He's got to hold at third. So runners are at the corners. Javier's attempt is a 3. It's a 1. He can steal if they choose. He's a 9. +1 is a 10. Freehand +1 is 11. But boy, do you want to risk yourself getting caught stealing? You got first and third with only one out. So I think they're going to hold Javier there. They're not going to run themselves out of an inning. So it is now going to be Gagliano coming in for the ejected Maxfield. So Gagliano is up. Runners at first and third with one out. And they're playing for the double play. Gagliano has a high double play rating. 6-4, and that's a pitcher result. 1-7 is an out, but that's a 16. So we go to Gagliano. 1-3. It's a single to short. Cardinals take a 2-0 lead. Maris scores. Javier runs at a 4. On an S6, you got to have a 5 to get to third. He does not, and there aren't two outs to make him a 5, so he will stop at second base. So runners at first and second now with one out, and the pitcher, Washburn, the batter. And RJL, in case you missed it, I did roll a rare play, 65. We had a brawl, and both Dick Hughes and Mickey Lolich were ejected, along with Maxfield, the shortstop. So now we have Denny McClain and Ray Washburn in the game, and I'm giving them full starter ratings because they pretty much came in the first inning. So that's to get you caught up there. But Cardinals lead at 2-0. McClain to Washburn. 4-2. That's a straight-up home run chance, but he has no power. So we'll go to Washburn. 3-1, struck him out. So 2 down, and that brings up Lou Brock. Saturday night is all right for fighting, according to on this channel, RGL, we engage in that play. We engage in that play from the get-go. I don't do this 2 stuff. We play it as it lies, like they say in golf. Denny McClain, 2-3, blank. Lou Brock. Oh, the white die didn't go through. Let's redo that again. Lou Brock. 1-4, fly to center, and that's going to end the inning. But a run comes in for the Cardinals. They do it on 3 hits. No errors. They leave 2 on. Go to the bottom of the second. It's 2-0 St. Louis, and St. Louis has to win to extend it to a Game 7. And they're off to a good start. Ray Washburn's got to pick up the slack. And Willie Horton is going to lead things off for the Tigers. That's true, Brian B. If the Tigers win, it will be the last inside pitch game on the channel for quite a while. 6-1 is a strikeout. 9 got him. So Washburn might be the player of the game if he comes through for the Cardinals. And, of course, Bob Gibson's waiting in the wings in Game 7. Home team has not won a game yet in the series. 2-1 is a blank. So home cooking has not tasted very good. 1-1 fly to center. And all of a sudden the Tigers, when they get back home, can't hit. Here's Norm Cash. 1-6, strikeout 4, got him. I might play it offline, RJL, if I get the itch to play it offline, but not on video because I don't do one-offs, and there would be nothing to do but a one-off, and I'm not going to do one-offs. I just don't do one-offs. To me, they're a waste of time, but that's just me. All right, so top of the third, and Denny McClain back out. We're facing Kurt Flood, Mike Shannon, and Orlando Cepeda. I am still thinking about doing a rebuttal to ID Jester's Stratomatic thing. I know Sportsman Z and Jeff Guterman did one as well to follow up, but I may put my own take on it as well. I just haven't decided if I'm going to do it yet or not. McClain 4-4, possible error. Go to Flood. 6-3, it's a fly to center, but the error rating of Northrop is only a 4. That's an 11, so Northrop will make the catch. Flood is retired. Here's Mike Shannon, and against the lefty Lolich, I put Shannon in the third position and dropped Maris down, but now the righty's in there. It's kind of might be backfiring a little bit. 5-6 is a strikeout chance. 7 got him. Although Shannon did get a sacrifice fly in the first inning, so it worked out at least in the first inning. Here's Cepeda. 4-2, straight up home run. He's a 16, and that's a 1. It's long, and it is gone by Orlando Cepeda. And the Cardinals lead it 3-0. Tiger bullpen might start to loosen here very quickly. Denny McLain does bat third next inning, so this might be a short stay for Denny McLain. Here's McCarver, 1-1, and that's a straight-up home run chance to a lefty. That's a 13, and that's gone. So back-to-back jacks. It is now 4-0 Cardinals. They're putting the wood to Denny McLain. 2-2. Blank. Here's Roger Maris. 5-5. Single past second. They're saying take your 30 win season and stick it up your arse. That's what they're saying. Here's Javier for a strategy roll. Nothing happening. Here's Javier. 1-3, and that's a strikeout. 7 got him. Finally ends it, but that's all from McLain. He's done. McLain will go 2 innings, and he's going to give up 3 runs. And he gives up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hits in those 2 innings. Let's see, he didn't walk anybody, and he struck out 3. Unfortunately, if they lose this game, Lolich is still on the hook for the loss because he gave up that first run. So 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors, and 1 left. 4-0 Cardinals. And that's all from McLain. He will be pinch hit for, and the Tigers will need a new pitcher. First, they need a pinch hitter, and they're going to go to Lenny Green for that pinch hitting job. So it'll be Wirt, Trzaskowski, and Lenny Green due up for the Tigers. Hey, Phoenix, how you doing? Didn't see you sneak in there. Sometimes I'm not the best at checking the chat, so bear with me if I don't acknowledge you right away because I may not see you right away. Lenny Green, the pinch hitter. But first it's going to be Wirt, Trzaskowski, and then Lenny Green against Ray Washburn. And Washburn's retired all 5 he has faced. 1-4. That's a straight-up home run chance. That's a 3. It is gone. Don Wirt homers. Where is all this long ball stuff coming from? Don Wirt just hit a home run. Check it again. 1-4. Straight-up home run. That's a 3. And it's out of here. So here's Trzaskowski. 4-1 now the score. Washburn, 5-4, is a range play at the park. We're going to Tiger Stadium for a range play. 3-5, and that's a home run to the pull side. That's a 7, so it's going to be a failed home run chance, but it is a range play, so it's a possible double. If the range fails, it's a possible double. The hit is to the pull side, which is left field. Lou Brock's a 4. 1-4, and he'll make the catch. 5 or 6 is going to fall for a double. He makes the catch. So Roger Maris robbed McAuliffe of a triple the first at bat of the game, and now Trzaskowski is robbed of a double by Lou Brock. So good defense by the Cardinals. And now here's Lenny Green, pinch hitter. 6-1, strikeout 18, too much. We go to Lenny Green. 3-4, and that is a fly to right field, out number 2. So Lenny Green is done, and Pat Dobson is loosening in the bullpen for the Tigers. He would be coming in the next half inning. Pat Dobson will be your new pitcher. All right, here's McAuliffe. Yeah, he was robbed of a triple. Hello, Thomas. How you doing? He was robbed of a triple by Roger Maris to start the game. 6-4 is a pitcher result. 1-16 is an out. That's a 19, though, so it's a blank. Go to McAuliffe. 4-3, and it's a ground ball to third. Handled by Shannon, and that's going to do it. A run, a hit, no errors, and nobody left. At the end of 3, it's 4-1 St. Louis. And the new pitcher coming on is Pat Dobson. So Dobson will be on. He can face 7 batters before he's fatigued. He's going to face Gagliano, Washburn, and Brock. Hello, Doug. How you doing? 4-1, strikeout 4, got him. I know any Michigan fans may be hiding after the performance today against the apparently juggernaut Texas Rangers, or Texas Longhorns, I mean. 3-2, and that's a blank. So we go to Washburn. 1-2, strikeout. So there's 2 away for Lou Brock. 2-3, and that's a strikeout plus, so he's out of there. So Dobson comes in and strikes out the side in his first inning of relief. Nothing doing for the Cardinals. Go to the bottom of the 4th. Still 4-1. And Jim Northrup will be the leadoff man. Washburn to Northrup. 6-6, that's a ballpark card going to Tiger Stadium. 2-3, and that's a single to second base. So Jim Northrup, leadoff single. His attempt is a 1. Don't think anything's going to happen with that. It's not. Here's Al Kaline. 4-6, walk chance 4. We'll walk him. So all of a sudden, Tigers have the tying run at the plate in Willie Horton with nobody out. No strategy roll needed this time. 5-4, that's a range play at the park. Tiger Stadium, give up some home runs. 6-3, but this is star 2, which is a ground ball to first. It's a range check on Cepeda. He's a 3. 1-3, he'll make the play. He does. He was actually 1-2 because he was holding the runner. He does, so it will be a possible double play. He's a 3. Washburn's a -1, so that drops him to a 2. You don't get the benefit of playing halfway. It stays at a 2. The pivot at short, Maxfield's a -1. So this has to be a 1 for a double play. It's a 3, so that means that they will get the force on K-line. So that's going to be 3-6, fielder's choice. Northrop will take third. Runners at the corners with 1 out. And that brings up Bill Freehan. Nothing going on there. Washburn, 6-2, ballpark card going back to Tiger Stadium. For Freehan, 6-5, single plus to center field. So base hit, that's going to score Northrop from third and move Horton to third. And now a possible double coming up. Freehan runs at a 3. It went to center field. The arm of Flood is a 0. So 1-3. Going to extend this to a double. And he does. So it's going to turn into a double for Bill Freehan. RBI double. And the lead is cut to 4-2. And here comes Norm Cash. Washburn to Cash. 3-2. Possible error on a throw. The infield is back. Possible error on a throw. 2-3. It's a liner to first base for out number 2. But a liner to first with the runner on second and third. They can double the guy at second with a 5. That's the only chance they have is a 5. And it's not going to happen, so everybody got back. So now there's 2 outs, and here's Don Word, who homered his first time up. No need for any strategy roll here. Washburn, 2-4, strikeout chance 16 is too much, though, so Wirt gets a chance to swing. 4-3, and he's going to single to left field. That will score Horton. Don't know about Freehan. Freehan runs as a 3. There are 2 outs, makes him a 4. The arm and left is a 0. Scoring from second on a single to left, you add 1, makes it a 5. So 1-5, he scores. And he does, and it's a 1, so that means Wirt gets a chance to take second base on the throw. And he does. So Wirt takes second on the throw. And we got a tie ball game at 4, just that quickly. Washburn now may be in need of relief as he is starting to struggle. 2-5, not tired, so we're going to go to Trzaskowski. 3-6, that's a single past second base. And that will score the go-ahead run. Trying to get Washburn through the inning. As now the pitcher, Thompson, is up. And boy, you want to keep Thompson going, so they're going to have to pull out the generic pitcher hitting card in order to keep that going, because you don't want to take him out of the game. So Washburn will be in there to face one more batter, and that's the pitcher, Dobson. 3-2, and that's a possible error on a throw. 3-2 again is a fly to left, so no error there to worry about. But the damage done, and that's it for Washburn. He is done also. So 1, 2, 3, 4 runs come in, and the Tigers lead it 5-4. 4 runs on 1, 2, 3, 4 hits. No errors and 1 left. So now it definitely takes Lolich off the hook. Actually, Dobson's the pitcher record right now. Washburn will total his time up. Let's see, he went 3 2/3, and he gave up 5 hits, 5 runs, all earned. He walked 1, and he struck out 2. And he's on the hook for the loss unless the Cardinals come back to tie the game or take the lead. So Curt Flood. Curt Flood is going to be up to lead off the top of the 5th as the Cardinals try to regroup from blowing that the 4-0 lead they blew. So here we go. Hello, Mr. Mike. How you doing? Dobson, 3-3, possible error on a throw. Go to Flood. 1-3, it's a fly to right, so no throw necessary, no error chance. 1 away from Mike Shannon. 2-1 is a ball 1 on a wild pitch. 4-4, and that's the ballpark card. Going to Tiger Stadium once again for Shannon. He's got decent power, but that's against lefties, not against righties. 3-5, although it is a home run to the pull side, that's a 10. Against the lefty, it would have been a home run, but not against the righty. So it's just a deep fly to left. And, of course, I moved him up to 3rd position because he was originally facing Mickey Lolich. That's the whole reason for that. But the brawl took care of everything. So here's Dobson to Cepeda. 5-3, it's a blank. We go to Cepeda. 1-5, star 5 is a fly to left. It's 1, 2, 3 innings. So Pat Dobson has retired all 6 he has faced. He is coming up stellar in relief. And now the Cardinals, speaking of relief, will need a new relief pitcher. So coming in for the Cardinals will be, let's see, it's going to be McCullough. They got some lefties coming up, so, but I don't think the only lefty they have is Horner. That's the problem. He is the only lefty they have. And he's their closer, so I don't think you want to, actually, I take it back. They got a second lefty. They have Hal Woodashek. That's who they're going to. They're going to Woodashek. Forgot he was the other lefty. Hal Woodashek. So we'll put Woodashek in there. He can face 6 batters before he fatigues. And he will be facing the top of the order in Dick McCullough. So Woodashek to McCullough. Start the bottom of the 5th of a 5-4 Tiger lead. 4-1 range play at the park. Going back to Tiger Stadium. Been there a lot already. 2-6. That's a ground ball to second. It's a range of Javier. He's only a 2. But he makes the play. So Javier comes up big. Makes that play and keeps the leadoff man off base. Here's Northrup. He started the whole mess last inning. 5-5 is a range play. We go to Northrup for the range check. 6-4, it's a ground ball to short. We're checking the range of Gagliano, who's only a 1. His range is a 1. And he can't get it. It's a base hit. Maxwell would have gotten that, but of course he got ejected. So it's a base hit for Northrup. He's aboard. And that'll bring up K-line. No attempt to steal, and of course no pickoffs or anything, so there's no reason to roll the Strategy roll. Nothing would happen on a strategy roll, so there's no reason to roll it. Woodashek, 6-2. Walk chance, 2. You did walk him. That's the second time in a row Northrop singled and K-Line walked. He did the same. He's done the same thing here. So here comes Willie Horton. Woodashek, 6-3 is a blank. We go to Horton. 2-1, ground ball to third, possible double play, but we got to see how the ball was hit. That's a 6, which means it is in the hole. The double play chance would go second to first because he's going toward the shortstop. That's the third baseman, Shannon. He's going towards the shortstop. So his play would be to second for the double play. He's a 3 double play. -1 is a 2. Halfway brings it back to a 3. But Javier's pivot is a -1, so it's a 1-2 for a double play. And they can't get it, but they will get the force. 5-4, fielder's choice. And that will move Northrop to third base. So runners run the corners with 2 outs for Bill Freehand. And I don't think Horton, no, he didn't have anything to do. So Woodashek to Freehand. 4-4, strikeout chance, 15 too much. We go to Freehand. 4-6, that's a single to left field, and here comes another run for the Tigers as Northrop will score. Horton runs at a 2, but going from first to third on a single to left, you lose 2. That makes him a 0, but there are 2 outs that makes him a 1. So a 1, he can make it. He does not. He's got a hold at second base. So RBI single, and that's going to make it now 6-4 Tigers. Brian, you were so right. Version 3 was supposed to be the end-all, and then they come up with all this crap that I don't get that tick me off, quite frankly. Instead of fixing the couple of things they could have fixed to make version 3 better, they decide because ID Jester had a rant to go off the deep end and try to reinvent the wheel. So just kind of ticked me off a little bit, turned me off a little bit, quite honestly. 5-6, that's a home run question mark. 1-15 passes. We go to cash, but it's a 1-7 for a home run. And 19, so he won't get the home run, but he will swing. 5-1, ground ball back to Woodashek, and that's it for Woodashek. He's now tired, so he's going to just go 1 inning and give up a run. And he does it on 2 base hits, no errors, and 2 left. So Woodashek, 1 inning, 2 hits and a run, no walks, no strikeouts. And the Cardinals will need another pitcher. As we go to 6, it is 6-4. Pat Dobson can face 7 batters. He's faced 6, but he hasn't given up anything. So he is going to keep going. And Jack LeMabe is warming up in the Cardinal bullpen. He would be the next pitcher to come in. Tim McCarver. Dobson to McCarver. 6-5, strikeout 4. Will get him. 7 in a row retired by Dobson since he's come into the ball game. He has given up nothing. Here's Roger Maris. 1-5, strikeout, but he is tired. He is tired, so that turns into a walk. He's going to have to come out of the game, unfortunately for him. So he will walk Roger Maris and have to come out of the game because he hit his fatigue roll. So that's all for Dobson. He's going to go 2 1/3. Give up no hits, no runs unless Maris scores. The 1 walk, and he struck out 4. So stellar performance by Pat Dobson. Stellar performance. He is set to bat third next inning, but I think we're late enough in the game where they've got enough pitching where they don't need the double switch. So we're going to shoot the double switch. And let's see who we're going to go to here. Let's see. Maris walks, so he's on base. Javier is coming up, a righty, so we're going to go with Mike Marshall. He'll be coming on. His job is just to get out of the inning. That's all they want him to do is get through this 6th inning without giving up any runs. So if they can get 2/3 of an inning out of him, they will be happy. So here is Mike Marshall. So Marshall facing Javier. Got him backwards here. Marshall to face Javier. 6-2, strikeout chance, 19 too much. We go to Javier. 6-6, it's ground ball to third, possible double play. He's a 2. +1's a 3, halfway's a 4. The pivot is second. McAuliffe's a 0. 1-4, it's a double play. It's a 6, so runner advance is the only play to make is to first base. So Wirt goes to first for out number 2. Maris will take second base, but now there are 2 outs. For Gagliano. Marshall 2-3. It's a home run question mark. 1-7. It fails. We go to Gagliano. 6-6. It's a fly to right field, and that's going to end the inning. So Marshall did his job. Goes 2/3 of an inning, gives up nothing, and gets them to the 7th inning. So they got enough now to cover between Gladding, Geary, Hiller, and Wickersham. They can cover the other 3 innings, no problem. He did what they wanted him to do. And the Cardinals get nothing and like it. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left. So we go to the bottom of the 6th, and we need a new pitcher for the Cardinals. And let's see who they're going to go to here. Could see a double switch because the Cardinal pitcher is going to lead off next inning. LeMabe can go 7 innings, so there will be a double switch. We just got to figure out who's coming out. Let's see who they want to go to off the bench. Who is it they might want to go to off the bench? Tough call. Tough call. Well, I don't like anybody they've got on the bench. It's just terrible. Terrible. Just really bad. You know what? They're not going to double switch. They're just going to go with LeMabe because they just don't have anybody out there that they feel comfortable with doing a double switch. So they're going to LeMabe. He will come in and just pitch this 1 inning. He's responsible for pitching the 6th inning. Bullpen's well rested because they had the travel day yesterday, so they're all well rested. No problems. So LeMabe will be facing Don Wirt to lead off. And for the Tigers coming up in the top of the 7th, they got a pinch hitter, Brock and Flood. So pinch hitter, lefty, righty. So I don't think it really matters one way or the other. I think they're going to be looking at left-hander Hank Aguirre to come on in the top of the 7th. So Hank Aguirre is warming in the bullpen. Right now, LeMabe rather. Hello, Tim. How you doing? I didn't see you earlier. Mr. Gardner, what in the world? Haven't seen you on this coming in for a while. All right, Tabby is resting. I don't want to disturb her. So we'll keep going. LeMabe to Wirt. That's a 1-2. It's a home run question mark. 1-15. It fails. So we go to Wirt. 4-3. It's going to be a single to left field. So Don Wirt is 3 for 3. Home run and 2 singles. He's certainly bucking for player of the game. Here's Trzeski. Well, they will have a strategy roll, though, for a pickoff possibility. And it's a 20, so it's a 1-3. They're going to pick Don Wirt off. And they do. Don Wirt gets picked off. So as soon as I was praising Don Wirt, he gets picked off by Jack LeMabe. So 1 away, and here's Trzeski. 4-2. That's a walk chance. 16 is too much. Trzeski 3-6. He's going to single to second base. So how about that? Now the Tigers need a pinch hitter for the pitcher. They've already used Lenny Green. So let's see who else they might want to go to. It looks like they're going to go to Eddie Matthews, still in his Houston Astro garb. But he's coming on to pinch hit. Eddie Matthews. Trzeski has an attempt of 1 to get the lead, but he can't do it. So here's LeMabe to Matthews. 2-3. Not tired, so there's no single there. Matthews, 2-4. That's a fly to right field, out number 2. So that was Matthews in the pinch hitting role, but he fails. 2 down for McAuliffe. 6-4 Tigers after trailing 4-0 before the brawl. Or after the brawl, I guess it was. 6-1, strikeout, 6 got him. So not a 1-2-3 inning. The hit, 2 hits came out, but a pickoff took care of a lot of that. But that's all for LeMay because he was just destined to pitch 1 inning. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left. We finished 6 innings here at Tiger Stadium, and it is 6-4 Tigers. And now the Tigers will need a new pitcher, and they're going to turn to Hank Aguirre, the left-hander. He will be coming up, and a pinch hitter will be coming up for the Cardinals, and that pinch hitter will be Alex Johnson. So Alex Johnson will pick up a bat and hit for the Cardinals to lead off the top of the 7th. They still have Bobby Tolan from the left side as well, who's a pretty good hitter. But right now they're going with Alex Johnson. And Hank Aguirre is on. He is the 5th pitcher used by the Tigers. Cardinals have used 4, but they will be using 5 in the bottom of the inning. So a little bit of an attrition thing going on here after both starters got kicked out in the first inning on a brawl. So here's Aguirre. Is there a focus problem? Let's see. I didn't catch that. Let me fix this. Hopefully that's better now. All right, here is Aguirre to Johnson, 5-4. That's a walk plus. He only walks at a 6. The plus makes him a 16. That's an 18. But the stadium adds 3, makes him a 19. So how about that? Alex Johnson, a pinch hit walk, courtesy of Tiger Stadium. Tiger Stadium gives him the walk. So it's a leadoff walk by Johnson. His attempt is a 6. See if he can maybe get a jump here. He cannot. So Lou Brock's going to come up. The bunt sign came up, but Lou Brock's not bunting down by 2 runs. So Aguirre will face Brock now. 3-4 is a blank. We go to Lou Brock. 4-5, that's a star 1, which is a ground ball to second. Possible double play, he's only a 1, and he's a -2 is Aguirre. So there won't be a double play at all. The ground ball went to second, so I guess we're just checking to see if it's a force play or runner advance. It's a 2, so they will get the force on Johnson. So it's going to go... No, they won't, because Johnson runs at a 4. So it will not be the force on Johnson. They have to go to first. My bad. So Johnson will take first base. It's just going to go be a 4-3 putout. Johnson runs at a 4. So even being held at first, it drops him to a 3, but that still beats the 2. So therefore, he will make it to second base for Curt Flood. Two-5, that's a blank. We go to Flood's card, who's 0 for 3 in this game. 1-2, it's a single. As soon as I say that, he singles past short. Johnson runs at a 4 to score from second. All he needs is a 3 on an S6, so he will score. He cuts the lead to 6-5. And now the Tigers might need some help for Aguirre. Here's Mike Shannon. 6-6, that's a possible error. Go to Shannon. 1-3, it's a single to second base, so it's not going to be a possible error. It's a speed play. Mike Shannon's a 3. He's got to try to beat out this infield hit. And he does. So Mike Shannon beats it out with an infield hit. And now, first and second, Aguirre has faced 4 batters. He can face 5 total. You do have to pay to the righty, but then you got a couple lefties behind him. So I think we're going to stick with Aguirre and see if he can get out of this. 5-5 strikeout. It's a good start, and he struck him out. That's 2 down. So it's a huge play for Aguirre, but he is now tired. He is now tired, but he is facing a lefty, so they're going to stick him in there. They're going to keep him in there. First and second, 2 down, 1 in. Aguirre is tired. He's got to avoid the parentheses. 6-1, he didn't. That's a single, and that's the price you pay. That's going to tie the ball game, and Shannon will take third on the S1. He will take third. With 2 outs, it becomes a 4, so he will take third base on the base hit by McCarver, and that's it for Aguirre. He couldn't make it through the 7th. Aguirre will have to leave, and we have a tie game at 6. So now all the starters and early relievers are off the hook. It's now LeMahieu has actually a chance to win the game if the Cardinals take the lead. But Aguirre will leave, and now the Tigers will have to bring in someone else to pitch. Their other lefty is Hiller, if they want to go that route, with Maris coming up. They might have to, so they're going with John Hiller. John Hiller is going to come on. He is the 6th pitcher used by the Tigers. Aguirre goes 2/3 of an inning, gives up 3 hits. So far, 2 runs, a walk, and a strikeout. But now Roger Maris, lefty on lefty with 2 outs in a clutch situation against John Hiller. And runner at first, McCarver, I don't think has any. He's got an attempt of 2. I take it back. So he has an attempt of 2 to get a lead. He does not get it. So here's Maris. Hiller to Maris. Oops, Suadice. Let's re-roll that. 2-2. It's a ballpark card going to Tiger Stadium for Roger Maris. 5-1. It's a blank, so we're going to a rare play again, this time with people on base. Last time it was nobody on base when we rolled to 65. Let's see what happens this time on base. 44. Grounder to second, who throws in the dirt, make the first baseman scoop the ball. Resolve play using a range check for the first baseman. All right, so the range of the first baseman is Norm Cash. He's a 4. So 1-4, he scoops it, and the inning's over. And he does. So he prevents the error, and they get out Roger Maris. But the Cardinals tie the game with 2 runs here, and it's 6-6 as we go the 7th inning stretch. And Aguirre will be charged with those 2 runs. LeMahieu now is not so. Aguirre and LeMahieu both off the record as far as wins and losses. Hiller is now the pitcher of record for the Tigers, and the new pitcher for the Cardinals will be the pitcher of record, whoever that happens to be. Do it for the Tigers. It'll be Northrop, Kaline, and Horton. So a couple of righties after the lefty. So let's see what they decide to do. Tigers still have Wickersham and Gladding in their bullpen. Cardinals have Jaster, Willis, and Horner in their bullpen. So let's see who they might want to go to. Jaster and Horner, all of them have length of 5. So they're going to go to Larry Jaster. 9-7, 3.01 ERA, and 3 saves. That leaves Willis and Horner. They're 2 pseudo closers left in the bullpen. So Jaster will be pitcher number 6 for the Cardinals. And he'll be facing Northrop, Kaline, and Horton in the bottom of the 7th of a 6-6 game. We are at the 7th inning stretch, as they say. And need to fix the focus again, which is a good time to let everybody take a glance at Miss Tabby. There she is right there, sitting on my computer case where she likes to sit. You going to give the Tigers a rally? Are the Tigers going to rally? You going for a Tiger rally, Tabby? Tiger rally? No? Twitch your tail if the Tigers are going to rally. That's a pretty weak twitch. That's a pretty weak twitch, Tabby. So I hope the Tigers are more enthused than you are. So, well, so there you go. 7th inning stretch, you get your Tabby check. Now let me get back to where I was here. Let's do this all over again. Here we go. Now I got to get back to getting everything lined up. Tabby, see what you caused? All right. I think we're okay. I think we're back in play here, so that's what we will go with. It's getting a little stuffy in here, Tabby, so let's get the little bit of air movement here. Bottom of the 7th we go. 6-6 tie. Larry Jaster is on to pitch for the Cardinals. Both teams have 2 bullpen pitchers left. And let's see what the Tigers want to do here with Northrop. Jaster, 5-1, blank to a lefty. Would have been a home run chance to a righty. Northrop, 6-5, and he lines it to first base for out number 1. And here's Al Kaline. Cardinals looking to have this game wrapped 4-0 in the 3rd. Then the Tigers roared back for 6 unanswered runs. Looked like they were going to win it, but now it's tied at 6. Jaster, 3-4. That is a range play. Go to Kaline for a range play. 6-2, single to short, but it's a range check. And again, Gagliano's only a 1. And it's going to get by him for a base hit. So, boy, losing Maxfield on that brawl really is coming back to hurt the Cardinals big time. So Kaline's aboard. His attempt is a 1. Not going to happen. Here's Willie Horton. You know he's not bunting. So here is Jaster, 6-3, possible error on a throw. Horton, 6-6, and against the left-hander in Jaster, it's just a fly to right. So that's 2 down for Freehand. And there's no error on the throw because there was no throw. So here's Freehand, Jaster to Freehand. 1-1, ballpark card. Ballpark card for Freehand. He's got power of 16 against a lefty. If he can find a home run position. What am I doing? I got to get to the card first before I roll the D20. 6-4. I was getting ahead of myself. Star 5. That is going to be a fly to left. So inning's over. Inning is over. No runs, a hit, no errors, and a man left. We played 7, and we are tied at 6 apiece. Hiller back out. And he will be facing Javier Gagliano and a pinch hitter for Jaster. Most likely, well, we don't know. They don't want to use Tolan. Probably Ricketts would pinch hit. He's a switch hitter, most likely. So here's Hiller. 2-5, that's the ballpark card going back to Tiger Stadium for Javier. He's got decent power. 1-6, though, is a star 3, which is a fly to center. And there is 1 away. So Javier retired. Here's Gagliano. And Ricketts has picked up a bat to hit. 2-6 is a strikeout chance. 7 got him. 2 down. And now they're going to go to Ricketts. Or do they? With 2 out spaces empty, they might not want to waste Ricketts. They might want to go to somebody else. Let's see who else they have. They have Spezio and Brousseau. They might be going to Spezio. They might want to go to Spezio in this instance. Let's take a look here. That's what they're going to do. They're going to go to Spezio. They want to keep their better pinch hitters when they have people on base to do something with them. So that's what they're going to do. Spezio will pinch hit for the pitcher. Ed Spezio, one of his rare at-bats in the series. And so that leaves Tolan, Ricketts, and Brousseau on the bench for the Cardinals. 2 out spaces empty. Hiller to Spezio. 6-2, possible error. Spezio, 3-4. It's a fly to left. Error rating of Horton is a 5. That's a 10, so it will be a good play for Horton. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for John Hiller. So we go to the 8th, bottom of the 8th. And for Hiller, we'll see if he's going to come back out. Hiller has faced 4 batters. He can face 6, so he's still good to go. Jaster has to be replaced because he was pinch hit for. So the new pitcher will be with Cashworth and Trzaskowski. Mostly they're right-handed. So they're going to go with what you're talking about, Willis. He will be on in the ball game. The guy not listed on the relieving chart, but he's still available in emergency, is Nelson Briles. It's possible Nelson Briles could be called on if they run out of pitchers. Could go to Nelson Briles. All right, so Ron Willis is on. Look at Jaster's numbers. Jaster went 1 inning. Gave up a hit, nothing else. Maybe we should call him Larry I.D. Jaster. Who's in favor of that? Anybody in favor of that? Larry I.D. Jaster? Would that be a good name? Larry I.D. Jaster? Larry I.D. Jaster. You like that? Okay. Maybe he can go on a rant. I don't know. All right, so Willis will be facing Cash, Wirt, and Trzaskowski. And if anybody gets on, a pinch hitter for Hiller. And they do have Lumpy from the left side and plus 3 righties on the bench also they could go to. Willis, 4-4, and that's a walk plus. So Willis, leadoff walk to Cash. Cash's attempt is a 2. I can't get the lead. Here's Don Wirt. He's been big. He's 3 for 3 in this game. 2-2 is a strikeout chance. 8. Not going to get him. He's a 6. Stadium adds 1. Makes it only 7. So Wirt will swing it. 3-4. And this time it's a star 1. Ground ball to second. Possible double play. He's a 3. Plus 1's a 4. Halfway is a 5. The pivot at short is a 0. So 1 to 5. And we got a double play. And that's exactly what we have. 4-6-3 double play. Turned by the Cardinals. 2 quick outs, and here's Trzaskowski. So Hiller may stay in the game if he doesn't get, they don't get to his pitching spot. Willis, 5-4, ballpark card. Going to ballpark card for Trzaskowski, but he has very limited power. 6-6, and that is a fly to left field. And that's going to end the inning. So Willis pitches a 1-2-3 8th inning. We go to the 9th, tied at 6. And Hiller will remain in the game to pitch. He has faced 4 batters. He can face 6. So they're going to keep him in there. He would lead off the 9th inning, but so they could pinch hit for him. But right now they're going to keep him in there. And up for the Cardinals, it is the top of the order, Lou Brock. Top of the order in the top of the 9th of a 6-6 ball game. Hiller pitching to Brock, lefty on lefty. 3-2, strikeout. 17 too much. We go to Brock. 1-2, and he's going to fly to, 1-2, he's going to double to center field. A double to center for Lou Brock to lead off the top of the 9th. I believe that 1-2 result was the same thing he got to lead off the game. So he's hit that sucker twice. And now, strategy rolled. Make sure he doesn't try to steal third. He does not. So here's Curt Flood. Hiller to Flood. 6-1's a walk chance. 16 too much. We go to Hiller. We go to Flood, rather. 2-4. Ground ball to second. That's going to get the runner to third with 1 out. And now the infield's going to have to come in for Mike Shannon. Let's check Hiller now. Hiller is now tired. He has faced 6 batters. This would be batter number 7. You can't afford to give up a tired base hit here. So they will go to the bullpen. We will go to the bullpen as they will go to the best they have, Fred Gladding. But there will be a double switch because Gladding would lead off the next inning. So there will be a double switch for the Tigers. So let's see who's going to come in and on the double switch. Gladding is going to be your pitcher. Who do they take out? Let's see. Boy, who do they take out here? It's a tough question. Hate to take Trzaskowski out and bring in Euler because Euler's a terrible hitter. Boy. That's what the managers get paid the big bucks for. And that's what everybody came to this channel for, was to watch this brilliant managing. So you're going to see the brilliant managing in play right now. Brilliant managing right now coming up. We are going to have Trzaskowski come out of the game. Trzaskowski's going to come out of the game. McAuliffe will move to short. And Jerry Lumpy will take over in the 9 position at second base. He's a 2-11 and a 0, running at a 2. And the pitcher spot is the number 8 spot. So this is the pitcher spot now, which is now held by Gladding. And Lumpy is in to play second, and McAuliffe will switch to shortstop where he's a 1-16-0. I know they're going to lose defense, but they're taking a chance because they got to keep that offense going. And coming out of the game is Trzaskowski. So Gladding will bat 8th. Lumpy will bat 9th, which means Lumpy leads off the bottom of the 9th. And that's going to leave Wickersham as the only bench player remaining, or only bullpen player remaining for the Tigers. It leaves Euler, Price, and Stanley for the Tigers off the bench. So Trzaskowski is out of there. Mike Shannon is up. Hiller goes, let's see, 1 2/3 innings. Gives up a hit. He is responsible for the runner. No walks and a strikeout. And now the 7th pitcher used by the Tigers, Fred Gladding, is on. In a super tough spot. Runner at third, 1 out. Infield has to come in. Fred Gladding. Strategy roll. Maybe you can pick him off. Nope, can't do that. So Gladding to Shannon with the infield in. 6-3 ballpark card going to Tiger Stadium for a ballpark card. 4-5, and that is a ground ball to first with the infield in, but Brock can still try to score. He drops to a 2, which means he scores on a 1, 2, or a 6, so they're going to send him. 50-50 chance to score on a 1, 2, or a 6. And he's in there, 6, so he scores. Lou Brock scores. Fielder's choice. Shannon will reach on the fielder's choice. And it's a 7-6 Cardinal lead. Nargel, I'm assuming that's right. He is, since the infield was in and the play was at the plate, even though it says 6, I'm assuming the batter reaches first base because the intent was to throw home. Or does the rule book say that, screw that, it's a 6, so the batter is out? Okay, you're saying the batter's out. All right, batter out. We'll call it. So that means the batter's out. It's going to go. Where'd that ball get hit? First base. So it's 3 unassisted. 3 unassisted for the second out of the inning. Okay. So apparently he fumbled it enough that Brock got such a good jump that he knew he couldn't get Brock, so he took the only out he could find, which was the ground out. And that run is charged to Hiller. So he's on the hook for the loss. And Joe Horner is loosening the bullpen in case Willis needs relief. Here's Cepeda now. 2 outs, bases cleared. 4-2, strikeout 17, too much. We go to Cepeda. 5-4, it's a star 4, ground ball to Wirt to end the inning. But the big run comes in. We go to the bottom of the 9th, last chance for the Tigers as they trail it 7-6. Ron Willis will start the inning. Or will he? Because you got 2 lefties coming up, McAuliffe and Northrup. So I think you have to, if you're the Cardinals, I think you have to go to Joe Horner here. You don't wait till they get people on base. So Willis is going to go 1 inning, give up a walk, but nothing else. And now Joe Horner, the 7th pitcher used by the Cardinals, will be coming on. And they are now out of pitchers. So if it goes extra innings, they could be in trouble. But they got to play to win it right now. You're in it to win it right now. That's the way you have to look at it. You're in it to win it. So, and I don't see any reason to do a double switch. There's no reason for a double switch here, so no double switch to worry about. So the Cardinals going to their bullpen to bring in Joe Horner. Horner 4-4 with 15 saves and a 2.59 earned run average. Now, do they want to make any defensive changes? You like to change out Shannon at third base rather, but they don't have anybody there to play third, I don't believe, unless they want to move Brousseau over there. That's possible. Let's see if they might want to do that. Brousseau is a 1-0. Not very good, but he's better than what they've got over there with Shannon. So they're going to bring Brousseau in to play third base and take that E17 out of the equation. So he's going to be the new third baseman, Brousseau, however you want to pronounce it. He runs at a 2. So that leaves Tolan and Ricketts on the bench. That's right. Briles is the emergency pitcher in case they need him. You were exactly correct. But Brousseau is going to take over for Shannon because they want that 17 error rating out of there. Got to pull all the stops when you're one game from elimination. You have to do what you have to do. So lefty Joe Horner is on, and he'll be facing a pinch hitter for the Tigers, and it will be I'm sorry, no, it won't be Mickey Stanley. It'll be the backup catcher, Price, who's got a much better average. So it will be Jim Price, the backup catcher. He hits .261. So Price will be the guy coming on to pinch hit against Horner. It'll be Mr. Price, and we'll see if the price is right. Here in the bottom of the 9th of a 7-6 Cardinal lead. All right, Joe Horner facing Jim Price. Bottom of the 9th, 1-4, strikeout, 15, too high. We go to Price. 5-6, he's going to fly to left, 1 away. So the Cardinals 2 outs away from forcing a Game 7. Here's McCullough. Now, do they pinch hit for McCullough? He is 0 for 4. He really hasn't done anything all day. They're going to pinch hit with Stanley, and if it goes extra innings, Euler will come in and play short. So Stanley will come in and pinch hit, Mickey Stanley. And if it goes extra innings, they still have Ray Euler to play short. So Mickey Stanley will come on and hit for McCullough in the pinch hitting role as they try everything they can possibly find to try to make up distance here against Horner. Horner to Stanley, 3-4, strikeout, 8. He strikes out at a 7, but the stadium adds 1, gives him an 8, and that is a strikeout. Mickey Stanley out on strikes. Mickey Stanley strikes out, so Horner 1 out away. 1 out away from getting the victory. He's going to a lefty on lefty matchup with Jim Northrup. Horner 6-1. Lefty, it's a blank. Righty would have been an automatic out. We got Northrup gets to swing. 6-4 is going to ground to short, and we have a Game 7. Much to the chagrin of Tiger fans, the home team has lost again. Visiting team is 6 for 6. And so the Tigers may be requesting to play this game in St. Louis on Game 7. We shall see. But the winning pitcher is going to be Willis. The save goes to Horner. The loss goes to John Hiller. 7-6 your final. Let's get the hit total for the Cardinals. 1, 4, 7, 10, 11. I got them for 11 hits. For the Tigers, 1, 5, 7, 9, 10. I've got them for 10 hits. And were there any errors? I don't think there were any errors in the game. No, there was 1 error in the game, I thought. I was pretty sure there was 1 error in the game. I remember when it happened. No, I guess it wasn't an error. Okay. Thought there was, but I don't see one on the score sheet, so there must not have been. All right, so there's your final line score, 7-11 and 0 for the Cardinals. So you could say they had a convenient victory with the 7-11 line score. 6-10 and 0 for the Tigers. So this lines up for Game 7. tomorrow night, roughly about 8:30, I'm guessing, it'll be the matchup from Game 1 and Game 4. It'll be 22-game winner Earl Wilson against Bob Gibson from Detroit, Game 7. And it'll be my final inside pitch game for quite a while on the channel. So I'll be packing this stuff away for a while once we play that game. So I'll get everything lined up and ready to go for tomorrow night from Tiger Stadium. Player of the game here. Boy, who do you give the player of the game to? That's the question. A lot of guys that have potential that could be given the player of the game. Boy, I'm not really sure who he would give it to. There's not really a standout player. Maybe Lou Brock. He had 2 doubles. He had bookend doubles and scored the first run and the winning run. Although he was just 2 for 5, which isn't bad. 2 for 5 and 2 doubles. That's pretty good. So I'm thinking Lou Brock might be the player of the game. That's who I would give it to. Player of the game, Lou Brock, as the Cardinals win it 7-6. So I thank everybody for tuning in. Chuck, it's been a rough day for you with the Michigan Wolverines getting spanked, and now the Tigers not able to finish the job. So we go to Game 7 tomorrow night, roughly 8:30, depending on when I get home. But roughly 8. I'm going to guess 8:30ish, around in there. That's what I'm going to shoot for as my goal. And that'll be Bob Gibson against Earl Wilson. Game 7. Game 7s are always interesting. All hands on deck pitching-wise. Mickey Lolich, who got thrown out, he's eligible to come back and pitch in relief for the Tigers if they need him. Hughes, who pitched for the Cardinals, got thrown out. He's only a starting pitcher rating, so I don't really want to bring him back. They will have, of course, Nelson Briles well rested in their long relief role, but Bob Gibson doesn't really like to be taken out, so we'll see. So anyway, thank you all for tuning in. Tabby says thank you as well. She's busy eating now, so she definitely does not want to be disturbed while she's eating. So until next time, enjoy. For those who like the NFL, enjoy that tomorrow during the day. It's opening. Well, they had the opening games Thursday and Friday, but this is the first opening Sunday in the NFL. So if you enjoy the NFL, I personally don't like the kickoff rule, but that's just me. I just happened to see it and thought it was kind of weird. But, you know, maybe some people do like it to avoid injuries or something. I don't know. I just think it looks weird, but that's just me. But anyway, baseball it is tomorrow night. Tigers and Cardinals, Game 7. Monday at noon, it'll be back to the 1987 Stratomatic opening day. It will be Oakland at Minnesota on their opening day on April the 7th. And then on Tuesday at noon, it'll be California's opening day, April the 7th, against Seattle. That's the next couple of videos on the channel. Of course, next Saturday is the game of the week, Cardinals and Pirates, 1973. Let's see. I think RJL had a cheap plug for his during the 7th inning stretch. I need to scroll up and see what that was. His cheap plug, where'd it go here? I know it's up here somewhere. Sports Time Machine had a shameless plug about the 2005 regular season, Cleveland and the White Sox. Oh, here we go. Detroit and Baltimore, 1969 inside pitch, Kilkenny against Cuellar tomorrow morning. That's usually around, I don't know, 9 o'clock maybe. I don't remember the exact time on Sunday mornings, but just check it out or get your notifications or whatever you need to do. So, you know, as he says, be there or be square. His plugs are never cheap. They're pretty expensive, I'm sure. I'm still debating about a response to ID Jester Stratomatic pros and cons. I'm still definitely thinking about chiming in and giving my 2 cents worth. But I have to sit down and think about it and make some notes and get my pros and cons going for Stratomatic. Mostly pros, very few cons, but mostly pros. Definitely a higher score than ID Jester gave him with a 71 or something like that. I'll give him 3 cents worth, and I might even give him a whole nickel's worth. How about that? With inflation, maybe the 2 cents worth is now a nickel. Who knows? But I might put something together and call him out. So, we're not going to get bullied by the Jester. He out to comment on me, asking me why I'm only playing inside pitch and Stratomatic. He said you were supposed to learn 2 new games and play those. I did learn 2 new games and play those. I did not say I would sit there and play them over and over and over. I just said I would learn 2 games and play them, and I did. I learned Fall Classic and I learned uh, season ticket baseball, and I played them a couple times. That was it. That was my goal, and I did it. So, but now I'm going back to the games I love the most: Stratomatic and Inside Pitch. Although I'm more leaning heavily more to Stratomatic right now because I'm in that big project and I want to get going on it, and because it's going to take me about 2 years to get it done. So I'm not rushing it, but I don't want to be deterred from it either. That's right, Brian B. You will not. Well, first of all, he wouldn't have had the. RGL says you have to do it twice before you have that brawl take effect, but in my world, it takes effect right away. So that definitely played a part in it. But for the Tigers, Lolich can come back in relief if need be. So Tabby is now back resting and doing her bath and whatever else she wants to do over there. So I need to see to her. Fall Classic was okay. It's too much like APA to me, and APA is APA. What's the way to say APA is? Boy, what is APA? I'll try to be kind. I won't say what I really think about APA. I'll try to be kind. APA is the cold sore on my lip. How about that? So it's 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 not really a game to me, to be honest with you. APA to me is not really a baseball game, in my opinion. It's how many doubles can you roll, and we don't care who the pitcher is, because it doesn't really matter. He doesn't come up any of the time, hardly any of the time. It's just a matter of how your batters do and can you roll doubles. That's what APA is, at least the APA basic, and the APA master is like too complex to worry about. And if you figure it out, you don't get the benefit of doing all that work. So now the Merino boards made it a little more tolerable. So I did enjoy a little bit with when I had the Merino boards. That's correct, RJ. All you need is the batter cards. You can just put the pitcher to the side. Like you said, an A pitcher. Sandy Koufax can be an A, and then somebody else could be an A that's marginal. But in APA, they're identical. So you have Sandy Koufax in there, and your batters come up and roll a 55 and a 66. He's screwed. He has no chance. So to me, it's if you like APA, hey, go for it. It's just not my thing. I just think it's same with Pine Tar is the same way because that's based on APA. And now Fall Classic had a few little wrinkles in there, but not enough to really wet my whistle. I mean, I may go back to it once in a while and revisit it. Maybe sometimes I remember Mr. Gardner had a video about revisiting games. Possibly that and season ticket might be something I might revisit down the road. Maybe once the game of the week is over and once this Inside Pitch is over and I'm only playing the Stratomatic 1987 season, then I might, to break it up, might want to plop in a season ticket game or a Fall Classic game just off the cuff, just to try to get back in the swing of things. But I don't know. Well, Dav, if you like APA, go for it. I mean, it's just not my thing. Like I said, it's too arbitrary. The pitching is very arbitrary. The fielding is arbitrary. In basic, you can have an excellent shortstop, top-rated shortstop in the game, but the rest of the team sucks. Then he's going to be a sucky fielder too because he's pulled into that. So that and the there's no lefty-righty splits in the basic, and the pitchers hardly ever come into play. It's just not something I would do. I mean, I have the APTA game. I have a couple of seasons. I even have the master book. I tried it. I mean, I gave it my best shot, and it just like trying to play the 2023 and 2022 seasons in payoff pitch and strat. Those new seasons, I gave it a shot. I just couldn't do it. I gotta go back to something in the 80s or prior. So can't do it with this modern stuff. But that's just me. So everybody can, has their likes and dislikes. That's why I say play the game you like the way you like to play it. But if you're asking my opinion, I have to give you my opinion. And I don't want to sugarcoat it. I want to tell it like it is. Like Howard Cosell used to. Tell it like it is. Whether you like it or don't like it, it's an opinion. So I'm not going to try to sugarcoat it and try to appease anybody. I'm just going to give you my opinion. So season ticket was interesting, and I may go back to that. It's just really complex, and it's one of those games I feel like I have to play over and over to get the gist of it, because there's some confusing. There's a lot of checks in that to worry about, but the idea of it, and the cards are really really big and they're colorful, which are nice. It's got some lefty righty split element to it and everything like that. But the rule book is really complex. So I feel like it's not a game I can just pick up once or twice every once in a while and play it. It's something I have to sit down there and just play over and over and over to get the rules down. So maybe I might someday do that. I've got the 1978 set that I bought printed for season tickets, so I could possibly do that. Like I said, it's an interesting game. Payoff pitch I like, but it's not a bad game. Payoff pitch is not a bad game at all. But like RGL said, there's just something's missing in it, and I can't figure out what the something is. I just don't. It's just something. Maybe it's the play. I know the player ratings suck. That's one thing about payoff pitch. It's the player ratings just completely outright suck. That's deterred me from the game quite a bit. Is they just outright suck. And I know you can change them if you want, but I don't want to go through the problem with that. I want a game where the ratings are done correctly, i.e., why I play Strat, because the ratings are done correctly. Inside pitch, I've got problems with some of their ratings as well. Strat, I got no problem with any of their ratings. Their ratings are excellent. I haven't found any ratings of theirs that made me question anything. And I know with Strat, I'm going to get lefty-righty splits on every pitcher and every batter, and I know I'm going to get good ratings. And I've got the computer season, so I got every player, so I don't have to worry about that. It's got one of the best game flows out there. One roll decides everything. Very minimal charts. And so to me, and like Mr. Guterman said, the card quality and Strat, I could care less. As long as I can play the game and it holds up, I don't care. It doesn't have to be shiny. Doesn't have to be colorful. Just has to have the information on there that I can read. The font's big enough I can read it. I know it maybe not come over quite as well on video, but when I'm playing in front of myself, even with my poor eyesight, I can still see everything really, really good. So no complaints on Strat as far as some of those complaints that came out earlier, which is why I went to Strat. So, and believe me, this 1967 replay, I was seriously considering doing it in Stratomatic. But I figured I was already doing the game of the week in Stratomatic, and I wanted to do something with inside pitch. I bought the 67 set, and I felt like I had to use it for something. That's very much true, Kenyon. Very much true. Very much true. That's why I haven't pulled out payoff pitch in quite some time. In fact, the last payoff pitch game I tried, I think, was last year when I was doing this 2023 Yankee season. And part of it was the payoff pitch game, but part of it was just the new season. Everybody was striking out left and right, and it was just didn't feel like real baseball to me. So I had to bag it. So, but the 87 one, I'm loving it. I know it's early, but I'm still loving it. I know all the players. I know all the teams. I know every player on every team. There's nobody on there and say, hey, I never heard of that guy. I've heard of all of them because I followed it very closely that year. So I'm looking forward to getting back into that and full time and getting all this stuff out of the way and diving into that full time and just doing a video a day or video every other day, something like that, and just trudging along. Next thing you know, it'll be, all-star break or something. I've got a big 3-ring binder. I'm going to keep all the score sheets. Probably the first binder will hold April and May. And I'll need another binder for June and July, and another binder for August and September. So I'll have 3 binders full of score sheets when all is said and done. But anyway, that's it from here. Tabby is resting, and she probably wants more food, so I probably need to feed her too. Maybe she might need some fresh water as well. Did change her litter box this afternoon, so she's all happy about that. Because Tabby says she has to have pristine litter boxes for her to grace them. So that's the way that is. Like RJL says, dogs have owners, cats have staff. So I'm part of Tabby's staff. I'm like her butler, and I have to make sure that she is taken care of. And then once in a while, make sure my wife is taken care of too. But Tabby, if it's up to Tabby, she's the number one person that I need to attend to, if you ask her. So that's just the way it is. But we enjoy our times up here. This is our little bonding time. Most of the day, Tabby actually is by herself. She likes to be by herself quite a bit. But this hour or so is where we get to really bond and sit together. And we still miss our dog. It's been gone a couple months, but Tabby and I still miss her because she was part of the group. She was part of Three Amigos. And I may get another dog in a couple of years when I retire. I don't know. Haven't thought about it yet. I just feel like if I get another dog, I'm going to be comparing it to the other dog, and it's not really fair to compare. But I don't know. It's too soon right now. Maybe 2 years from now, I'll think about it. Let's see how it goes. Who knows? I mean, 2 years is a long time away. Anything can happen in 2 years. So you never know. I don't know. I don't know if she would find it soothing. I know she likes the sound of the dice hitting the tray. I do know she likes that. My voice, I doubt she likes that, but she does like the sound of the. She likes that sound where they go against the tray because that gets her. Like she likes that rhythmic sound to that. So I don't know. Hard to say what's in the mind of a cat. But anyway, I got to take care of her. So I feel like that's just my duty to do that. So, oh, they do. I never heard of that. Okay, that's interesting. I never heard that cats like to be read to. That's interesting. I know she likes it sometimes when I talk to her just while I'm petting her. She might like that. I don't know. I don't know if she likes the petting or the talking or both. I don't really know. So I just know she's a very interesting cat. I've had her for 10 years, so got her in July of 2014, so it's been a little over 10 years now. So she's about 12 years old. She's between 11 and 12. I don't know the exact age, but she's between 11 and 12. So hopefully she's got a few more years left in her. I mean, Gracie the dog lived to 17, so if Tabby can live to 17, we get about 5 more years with her, at least. So that would be nice. So hopefully, she doesn't get real sick or anything like that. Hopefully she just passes in her sleep or something like that when it's time. But hopefully that's not for a long way away. So again, enjoy this ball game, 7-6. Full disclosure, I was kind of hoping Detroit would win so the series would be over, but Cardinals had other ideas. I'm going to play it fair for both of them. I'm not going to cheat for either one of them. The odd part is the visiting team has won all 6 games. And Game 7, anything can happen, especially when you have Bob Gibson on the mound. He hasn't done that well in his starts, in the first 2 starts, but he's Bob Gibson, so you never know when he might come up and pitch a 2-hit shutout. I mean, anything like that can happen, especially in the inside pitch. You never know what's going to happen. And like I said, I know it's Chris's game. He can do what he wants to do with it. But I really like version 3 the way it is. I don't think it needed to be amended per se. I would much rather him focus on making fewer cookie cutter cards and putting traded players on both teams. That would have been the only update I would have needed. But they decided to go off and do another thing with version 4, which I really don't feel like learning. So if I play inside pitch anymore, I'm going to keep with version 3. I'm not going to version 4. I'm going to stick with version 3 and just play version 3. I'm not buying any new version 4 cards or any of that stuff. So I'm just playing version 3. I've been waiting and waiting and waiting for 2002 to come out to play Moneyball, but instead of coming out with the extra sets, they spent their time developing version 4. So that's their choice. More power to them. It's their game. But as a consumer, I decided to shift over to Stratomatic. Back to my first love. So anyway, I did enjoy ID's rant. Not really rant, but his ratings, his give and take, pluses and minuses. And I agree with a lot of what he said. Some of it I don't agree with, but some of it I did agree with. And some of it I think he missed, didn't even mention. Some other things that could be added and as pluses and minuses. So I may sit down and think about coming out with some little video for that next week sometime. I don't know. If I do, it'll be recorded. It will definitely not be live. It'll be maybe about a 5 or 10 minute video that I just give some bullet points on what I think in response to IG Jester. But that's that. So anyway, it's time to go watch some more college football, I guess, before the night's over. The games are going on probably all until midnight or whatnot. So hope you enjoy this Game 6. Like I said, Game 7 tomorrow night, roughly 8:30 Eastern. It'll be Bob Gibson against Earl Wilson. And it will be one way or the other. We will crown a world champion. And right now, the home team is 0 for 6, which is really, really weird. But it's just the way it goes. Remember the 2019 World Series with the Astros and the Nationals, the visiting team won every game. So it can happen. 87 World Series, the home team won every game. So you never can tell how it's going to play out. So Tabby is telling me to wrap it up because she wants some attention. So I do appreciate all you guys tuning in and putting up with my little mini rants on APA and Inside Pitch. And hopefully you follow my messy score sheet. And hopefully you'll be back tomorrow night for Game 7, roughly 8:30. Don't forget to tune into RJL tomorrow morning for 1969 action and Inside Pitch as he goes down his pennant stretch. And Mike Cuellar, one of my favorite pitchers from that time period, will be pitching for the Orioles. And as they will try to keep pace in the American League East and win the pennant. So that's going to do it from here. Hope everybody has a wonderful, safe weekend, the rest of the weekend. Enjoy your football tomorrow if you're a big NFL fan. Tailgate, whatever, go to the sports bar, have a big pizza, whatever it is you like to do for your football games. Go for it. You know, enjoy yourself. And if you work the Monday through Friday like I do, then yes, I am doing a 73 postseason. Absolutely. When the regular season is over, I'll be doing the postseason. So, in fact, I might bump up the postseason. If the pennant races are decided before the final Saturday, I will skip the last Saturday if the game is not necessary and go straight to the postseason. So we'll see how it plays out. Right now, if the season ended today, the Cardinals will be playing the Giants in the National League Championship Series, and the A's and Orioles would play each other in the American League Championship Series. But you still got about 3 weeks to go, and anything can happen. There's some races there where it's only a 5-game difference. So 5 games can easily be made up in 3 or 4, 3 weeks or so. So if somebody gets hot, somebody gets cold, we'll see how that plays out. But yep, I will be definitely. Anytime I do a NBC game of the week, I always play the playoffs in the World Series to follow. I did it in '82 and I did it in '86, and I'm doing it here in '73. So that's gonna do it from here. Tabby is telling me to get the heck off of here and pay some attention to me, so I better get busy with that before she gets mad. So enjoy the rest of your weekend, folks. Tune in to RJL tomorrow morning, and if you feel so inclined, check in tomorrow night at 8:30 for Game 7 of the Tigers and the Cardinals on the Inside Pitch. Until next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and I will see you all down the road.